Yeah, you've seen it all before. No, 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 no. You haven't seen this all before. Hi, editing Doming here, very early in our video. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, at the beginning of this, I said you've seen this all before. That's because I had filmed doing that look and doing all the things, and I hated it. So, I mean, in the end, the look came out okay, but I was not happy with the way the whole thing went, so I deleted it. You missed it all. I will attempt to use that palette again too, again soon. That was the as I blank out on you now, the Cosmic Brushes 'Tis the Season palette. At the time of filming this, it was still on sale. It should still be up there somewhere, hopefully. However, yeah, I just, it wasn't good, folks. It wasn't, like I said, it all ended up coming out okay, but I really wasn't happy with the way the video was going or any of that. So I will refilm the video that I initially was supposed to have before this one, and you guys will get to at least hear some of the things that I wanted to say, and we will see where we go from there. But yeah, Dad, no, no, unfortunately, no, no, you're not seeing things. I'm not gaslighting you. I'm not telling you something that you supposedly saw and didn't. I'm telling you now, you did not see it before. I just had filmed something before that I thought you would see before this. That's all. All right, back to your regular scheduled video. So hello and welcome to Domytriesthis This. I hope you brought your cuppa. Crazy cat lady mug, which you've seen before. We have our Balini tea in here, because for me it is still New Year's Eve anniversary, all the stuff. Let's go ahead and give this a sip and get started. I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing. I talked a little bit about what this is all about before, but we're going to get a little more in depth, and then we're going to go ahead and do it. I haven't drunk this tea in a long time, and I'm really glad that I like it, because there's a lot of teas that I have in here, in these boxes here, and in this, I'm trying to get my finger, this box here, that I don't remember, and I think some of them I don't like nearly as much anymore. Anyway, so today is obviously Fave, my Fave Indies drops, because there's gonna be more than one. So yeah, it's something that's difficult to say, easy to type, a little more difficult to say. However, I could have just say indie drops, but it's more than one indie. We'll say indie drops. We'll stick with indie drops. It's just easier to say. At any rate, Fave indie drops. So what is this all about? As I mentioned in my previous Notes from Home Get Ready With Me video, this is mostly, it's kind of a take on the It's New, only it's not going to encompass all the things, because all the things were just really starting to get on my last nerve. In a lot of ways. Not just in terms of, oh, but I want that, I want that, I want that. As we all know, in the last few It's News, I really wasn't wanting all that much, unfortunately. Fortunately. But a lot of it also has to do with the fact that there's just so much of it. There are so many indie brands out there, and I could keep building up and building up, and I'd probably never reach the end of the indie brands. And so that required a lot of prep work, a lot of work when I did, I would do the video, and then there would be a lot of work in the editing, and it was very time consuming. And honestly, 90% of the brands, maybe not that high, but 90% of the stuff, maybe higher, I wasn't all that interested in, and wasn't necessarily interested in following a lot of the brands. Not because they're bad brands, but because they didn't appeal to me personally. Like Chris Cosmetics, they've got some good things. I like their powder. I don't wear much in terms of liquid foundations anymore, but when I do, I like their powder. But the rest of their aesthetic doesn't really fit me personally. So either the brand was too expensive, like Ensley Reigns is, I'm sorry, you're not Natasha Denona. And I wouldn't buy Natasha Denona either, because, and I've only ever bought one Pat McGrath's. And it was cheap and small, and I didn't like it. I'm glad that she did the minis. At any rate, so price, whether or not they seem to have a aesthetic that I'm interested in, just a whole lot of things go into whether or not you're interested in a brand, as I'm sure you know. And most brands just do not appeal to me, even indie brands. I really want to support them. I want to see them do well, but it's too much. It's too much. There's too many of them. It's too much. It's a lot. So what I decided to do, because I actually enjoy seeing new things from certain brands, and I'm sure you guys enjoy seeing things from certain brands, and I'm sure you guys enjoy seeing things from brands that I'm excited about more than you like seeing me cover brands I'm not excited about. Basically what I decided to do, we have kids screaming loudly. It doesn't sound like anybody's dying, so we'll continue. But what I decided to do is just to trim on down to the brands I like, the brands I love, the brands I think have good formulas and that I really enjoy seeing the stuff that they bring out. Now, this will rotate a little bit. I mean, there are going to be brands we're probably going to always see in here. Nomad, Cosmic Brushes, Glam Light, Ace Beauté, believe it or not, and a few others. However, it will also occasionally include brands that I'm curious about, that I want to try things from. Now, I have currently trimmed down my Instagram down to a few brands like Ladybug Glow, the Vindy makeup, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it the way she has it, and Singe, as brands that I'm really curious about and interested in, just haven't found anything I want to try, although that's changing for one of them. And so they'll be in and out as we see. And occasionally, you know, we might see something come in from NBA or XNO or something like that, as stuff. Now somebody's dying. Anyway, it's later in the evening, folks. Kids are home from school. You would think they would have been home from school all day anyway, but this is the first time I'm hearing them, so they must have just gotten home from school like earlier today. At any rate, moving on, because we were supposed to keep this short, and we're already at 7 minutes my time. It'll be less for you. But so things may rotate in as I see something pop up on my feed, or something that, as I, you know, sometimes you explore makeup trends and things on the Instagram, and you'll see something interesting. So, you know, other things will be in and out, but mostly we're just going to cover the stuff I love, the brands I love, and the ones I'm most curious about. That means, for you guys, we're not looking at, hopefully, today might end up being that way, but we're no longer looking at, hopefully, videos that are between 35 minutes and I think the longest I did was about 1 hour and 5 minutes. We're going to be looking at really short videos, because the least amount that I'm expecting to have in these videos is somewhere between 5 and 7. That's going to be really short. Really short. The most, maybe 10? Still That might border on 25 to 30 minutes when we get those. And I don't imagine that is going to happen very often. One of the things I've noticed about most of these brands, they do not release things all at the same time. For example, Cosmic Brushes, not Cosmic Brushes, although they fit into this thing, Nomad, basically plans their releases so that they have 4, maybe 5 a year total. I don't know how many they had last year. I'd have to actually sit down and think about it. But it makes it very easy so that you're not getting something every month. Cosmic Brushes actually releases less than that, and generally speaking. You're lucky to see 2 or 3 releases from them. Maybe a holiday release is extra. I think they actually managed 4 last year because of the holiday release. So these brands do not put out stuff at the same time. Excluding holidays, you might see more stuff at holidays, but I'm honestly not expecting a whole lot of that. And on top of that, that's going to make this particular series probably a little bit more sporadic. For example, I have 5, I think, possibly 7, but I think it's 5 releases we're going to talk about today. One of them is a sneak peek, so that sneak peek will come up fairly soon later. But for the others, they've just released something. We're not going to see something for a while. So doing 2 a month probably will be an unusual thing. I would say once a month, maybe once every other month or every 6 weeks, something like that, is what you'll be seeing for this particular series. It takes a load off of all of us, and it puts out stuff, hey, this is cool, this is neat, but there's not pressure every single week or every 2 weeks to look at all the pretty stuff and go, well, I can't afford any of that. Hopefully some of these will be treasures that you'll be interested in. And on the flip side of that coin, it'll be much easier to find treasures that you're interested in because there won't be such a mind-numbing deluge of things. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Anyway, that was part of my whole goal for this. I didn't want to get rid of the It's New entirely. I actually enjoy seeing new releases, even if I can't afford them, or they, like some of them, like a lot of the Sinful Echo ones, I just wasn't interested in. But I still enjoy seeing the new releases. I still enjoy seeing new makeup. And I still hope to see new and innovative things in the future from cosmetic companies. So this seemed like the way to do that. Be able to do that. Hi, she's in heat. All right, so we're going to have a lot of background noise as we go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, Nomad, of course, has sneak peek and said, can't wait for January. I'm seeing something mountain. I'm thinking some sort of, maybe a ski resort? I mean, isn't that a typical mask that you wear skiing? I can't remember anymore. I used to ski when I was a kid. I haven't been skiing since I injured my knee a long time ago. But you all know I'm going to keep my eye on this. I won't necessarily be able to tell if I would buy something like that. But, you know, hey, there you go. Nomad is already preparing for their first release of the year, and apparently it's going to be in January. So hopefully later this month, later down the road, maybe the beginning of February, we will be able to talk about new release from Nomad. Cosmic Brushes, you all already know I have this one. And as of today, you know, we're filming on New Year's Eve, the 'Tis the Season collection is still available. All right, so let's talk about this really quick. I'm going to go ahead and just briefly mention something that I know I've mentioned before. The first thing that I've mentioned is that these blushes are cream. So when this collection came out, I was definitely interested in the collection. Neither of these colors would actually really work for me too well anyway, but the fact that they were cream really made them a no-go. There are 2 lipsticks. One of them is very brown. I have the other. I'm actually wearing it under a Lawnerd silver gloss. But as you can see, it is red. It leans orangey red, but it's very creamy, very smooth, and I can play with this all freaking day. I'm easily amused, what can I say? So the other one being nude, obviously I wouldn't be interested in that. So the only thing I picked up was that lipstick and the palette. This is a beautiful cover. And it is a beautiful palette. It does have some caveats, so if you're interested in knowing what those are, you'll have to go ahead and see the very first Notes from Home video that was previously posted. But anyway, it is a beautiful palette. I've got my favorite colors in there already. Like I said, it is currently available. To my knowledge, I may be wrong, but to my knowledge, it is limited edition. So if you want it, you need to go pick it up. Orders should have started shipping on January 2nd if you caught them during the space of time that they were on a break for the holidays. So those shipments should start going out again soon. Another possibly limited edition, I am not certain, is out from DD Signature, and that is Fearless Holiday. All right, so I do have the Fearless Holiday as well. I saw this particular palette and went, oh my God, that's gorgeous. This red is to die for. At any rate, again, I think I've used this. Hopefully I did a try-on video for this, so you can take a look at that. I don't know if they still have any. I should check that before telling you guys about it. Okay, so they have a pre-order up for the Fearless Holiday. It is $45. It's a beautiful palette. DD Signature just sort of came in and roared on the scene. It is like the third or fourth in my favorites in terms of formula so far. So we've got Cosmic and Nomad, sort of 1 and 2. Cosmic's on top mostly these days. I'm sorry, Nomad. But Nomad is my second, and then there is DD Signature and Glamlight in my top 5, and Ace Beauty is below all that. But the Fearless Holiday is still available, and she's a beautiful palette. Again, go take a look at my try-on so you can get the particulars about how I felt about this particular palette. Next on my list is from Singe Beauty. It is Galactic Visitor. All right, this one has 10 pigmented mattes, 3 sparkly metallics, 2 duochrome iridescent toppers, and 1 holographic duochrome shadow. Y'all know I'm not really into the duochromes and holographics. However, this is a very pretty palette. I don't have anything from Singe Beauty. I don't even have her brushes yet. And I'm interested in her brushes as well. Singe Beauty is Angela Nyquist's. I hope I'm pronouncing all of that right. It's her brand that she just launched last year. She started off with some brushes. She's come out with this beautiful palette. I would like to try this palette. It is gorgeous. I love the mix of the darks and the lights in here. We got green, blues, reds, some light lavenders. It's beautiful. I would like to try this palette. Duochromes notwithstanding. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And it is available now. All right, so I don't know if y'all remember me saying a while back, posting in the It's New that Ace Beauty was rebranding. I don't know what happened with that. Usually when a company is rebranding, we've got so much going on outside, it's distracting my ADHD, and I apologize. At any rate, usually when a brand is rebranding, they change their name. They change something. Near as I can tell, Ace Beauty hasn't changed anything, And they have just released the Whimsical Bloom palette. I do love this color story. And I'm almost tempted because Ace Beauté has some really phenomenal formulas. However, that said, all that said, it's a pretty palette. It really is a beautiful palette. However, there's nothing new in it. I love the cover. I will not be taken in by a beautiful cover. I'm generally not a florals person, but every now and then you can get me with something. And this is beautiful. And I know that their pricing is probably really decent for it. And that'll all be listed down below. We'll still be doing that stuff. But I think I'm going to pass on this. I just wanted to bring it to somebody's attention who might be looking for a good spring palette and looking for good quality. Because Ace Beauté in the past, I don't know if they've changed any of that, but they've had some really good quality. Their shadows, they stay. They're really good. So, beautiful palette. Beautiful. But no, go away. We're going to make you go away. They have a really good formula. If you're interested in a beautiful spring palette like that, I don't think you could go wrong with Ace Beauté. And that is it. That's it. We're done. That's it. You'll have to let me know down below if you're interested in any of the things that I've shown you. Have you seen the videos on the 2 palettes that I already own? I'd love to know what your thoughts on that is. And otherwise, just go ahead and leave me some sort of, bright, festive floral maybe, or a heart, purple heart. We love purple hearts here. And in the meantime, well, you all know I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. And I need to drink my tea before I finish that out. Let's have a sip of our tea so we can move on here. I swear, between the kids and the thing and yeah, let's drink. Okay. As it cools, the pineapple-y, I think it's a pineapple flavor. This is strange because I love pineapple, but it becomes more pronounced and not nearly as good in a warm tea. And I don't know how that would taste. It's almost coming up. That's what it is. It was fine as a hint, but now it tastes like fake pineapple juice. So, anyway, as long as we drink this particular tea quickly, it's great. Let it cool down. Not so good. All right, we were going to go back into that, Go ahead and do all those YouTube-y things, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about how we're taking this particular series in a different direction, slightly different direction, shorter, except for today, shorter direction. Let me know what you think about all that. Leave me a heart down below. Tell me if you're interested in any of these. And in the meantime, we all know I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. Hope you have a good one.